Hello, welcome back. Let's see how far we can get in this episode. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth Metia. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Glena said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an island she could see from the edge. If we stand at the very vestige point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at the armors for anything other than spellcasters, for the most part, at least for the main story, because I play Summoner for the main story. So I'm going to be at least interested to see what the what other future. I just noticed that this set kind of matches the bike, at least with the color scheme. What was I going to say again? I forgot. Alright, I haven't seen these ones before, and I'm looking forward to see what other Slayer ones look like. Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? What about that one? Have you the means to fly just quite a distance away? How inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Edgar here over to that island? Stubborn creature, there is no place on this great star we have not traveled together. And we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos, rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. What? You've ridden him before? Your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing that. Interesting, just certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two into the bargain. You seem doubtful, but a useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember, a memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured it was going to be. Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. I know.
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings!
I'll read up on that afterwards.
My blade sings! Impressive! I shall have to try something different. When you're easily overcome, but neither will I. You've just begun. Come at me with your all. Very well. Let us move to the final trial. lift your burdens and show me your strength of will.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to bother trying to do that on normal. That part I cannot
Let neither
do.
side hold back. My blade sings! My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste. I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself. Very well. Let us move to the final trial. shade, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will!
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to do this on easy either. Simply because of...
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Because I know that if I'm not good enough at this game to be able to do it, do that stuff without. If it takes 2 hits, I can't do it.
'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Problem is probably because of his accessories being so low. Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where Mitya made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. Then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. Yeah, I definitely would have needed a bit more strength. Let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? This will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. Plus, I don't really have the luxury of time. So I'd rather try to get this stuff, get that done rather than just sit here and suffer. If this was Dark Souls, I would just sit there. But as this is not, I'm supposed to his back and his with his muzzle, you've been given the go-ahead to hop on. Or Elden Ring, where I'll just sit there for 5 hours against the same boss until I beat it. As I've done with, I think, what was it, General Raban? That was, what was it, 2 hours? Of attempts on him. As I've had to let go of stubbornness when it comes to those fights, because I play as a character in this that's made out of paper mache. I think even a 0 attack on normal would probably kill my
Quite a
character.
small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before? So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
Is that a horse or a dog? Is that cloud in the background?
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No. I will think earnestly on them all, and I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
So, what is your opinion? As you say, that was hardly conclusive. Yet based on what we witnessed, I find it difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. Be that as it may, we cannot rule out the possibility that they will play a part in bringing about the final days, perhaps unwittingly. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
Damn it, Mityon. Now I want apples. Though I don't like mine with syrup. I'd rather have them with salt or sugar. There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. But we should do worse than look in Kitios Hyperborea. The large facility it stands in Licosio Boreas, the northern isle. I wonder, Edgar, for an institution who claims to study, research every specimen destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for them all in so few islands? The answer lies in Critias itself. I touched upon the practice before back in the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed inference. Just there were those sprawling habitats that the chief overseer and most of Elpis observers conduct the bulk of their work. The simplest route is via the Neas north of Pontius Oikis. But yeah, my spellcasters are not exactly the most well armored. On the end, I probably was just very unlucky at the time. Because, no, I have the right accessories. I guess I was just... Maybe I had something wrong with my health. Maybe I got clipped or something. But I do remember getting hit with that at 0 and dying, so I probably got clipped by a sword or something. The air precision device was but recently activated. So, most likely that's probably what happened with my first attempt on it, on my other character. Rather than this one where he immediately got to 100%ed. I'll give the Nexus acknowledge you as my guest. You should have the authority to use it as you wish. As for the way to Christus Iberia, we follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads. Now, plus with Bahamut, Phoenix, Garuda, and Titan, it was a sight lot easier to get rid of those balls than it was with Edgar, with his Probably not the best thing. Okay, let's see what this does. Deliver an attack to all enemies in a straight line before you with a 720 for the first enemy, 60% less for all remaining. Immortal sacrifice cost 1 stack. Priority increase up to 1,000 as stack of immortal sacrifice exceeds minimum cost. Increases shroud by 50. Cannot be well under the efforts of the Exumtal Immortal Shroud. Okay. Grant Circle of Sacrifice to you and your party members upon executing Arcane Circle. Okay, so that's how when you and your party member under the effects successfully land a weapon skill or cast a spell, you may gain a stack of Immortal Sacrifice up to a maximum of 8. Also, okay, so that's how I was getting that. Was by, what was it by again? Arcane Circle. Which is the, buff. Okay, that explains it. Here we are, the Grindset research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is another facility, as we have just discovered. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies in Dynamis, as well as his creation of Meteon, was entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depths of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tale of stolen research. Just want to check the recording to make sure it didn't crash at some point. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Alicia's sharp eyes committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the cataclysm was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fit that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? Which in turn led us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at preserving truth, and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. How comforting, we seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Save your thanks, I did not say I believe your ridiculous story, but as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is on the next aisle over. Meteon is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path. We can teleport to Meso Eros from the device at the bottom of the slope. Cabbage. They are close by within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure you see just up ahead. Well then, Edgar, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. Of all of us present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment. But the creations in there are not exactly. Then again, perhaps Edgar can handle them. He did survive a bout with Fanat after all. Off to go to find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. So it seems strange that that spawned immediately on top of Edgar. The way I did this before is I just stayed on this little path and just went around in circles until I found him. Edgar, what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hesias and MSL company. An important matter, and unrelated to my decision on Fandaniel, you say? Then yes, I will come as soon as my work here is finished. It will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration. Why do they have hands? Then again, why does it look like there's dead plants coming out of the ground? That's stretching upwards into the sky. You spoke with Hermes then, and were briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Garden as well, I see, or should I say smell. I cannot speak for certain conviction members, but I, for one, am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to meet with MSL, who would recreate Amarat in the depths of the ocean, I think it best for all concerned in such tragic events never come to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone, naive hope that is. Hermes said he would not be long, yes, then we shall wait here until he emerges.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity. If one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us. Who you are, and why you came.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction, and none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter. On the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise, it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Greetings. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteon. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report. Please, make it stop.
Steady, Meteon. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why? Why do we... They hurt. Hurt. Hate. This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
Are you all right? In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteon also employs dynamis. That will explain why you were able to hear her, and we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
Let's go down first. Okay, down is not the answer. How do we get back up? Call your mind since it's questing for any hint of Meteon's presence. Seeps into my mind. Our voices reporting. No, armies mustn't hear them. I have to run to hide. Meteon's anguished voice grows distant as the source seems to flee down the slope. Why did it stop? I didn't press anything, it just suddenly stopped. So there's a faint whisper, but fails to hear her voice. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no, we can't tell them that. We must run far away. Please don't follow me. Midion's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing to the top of the ridge. Stupid flying thingy majig. Well, this is gonna be a long episode. Because I've just turned off the timer and I know that we're probably gonna be going for quite a bit longer. How could it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars while we sought out their life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Choice drifts to the south. We got Kelpie nearby. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all peoples of Atheris. Processing expedition data, preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations, formulating the answers to the question, finalizing report. No, Edgar, you mustn't listen. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Anguished voice flees towards the lake. Any signs of Mityon? Panic and confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of this situation? The Metia are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupts its usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being directly. And the Metia's case, that means speak with any incarnation with physical reach. Within physical reach. So unless we can track down the Metyon, we just lost. We have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters, no way to provide directions or guidance. Then we had best set out our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her. Close your mouth before flies come join. Oh, my dear Metyon, what did you witness up there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Meteon renders herself invisible by matching her etheric density to that of her surrounding, does she not? If so, could we not then disrupt her concealment with a subterfuge of ether? How Element Silk solidified your presence when first we met you. Don't be absurd. I can hardly channel ether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me, which is why we must all work together. Edgar will continue to search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once he ascertains Meteon's likely location, you proceed to reveal our wayward familiar with a swift etherical downpour. Very clever, and thankfully she has made herself easier to capture by fleeing towards Lith. Assuming she is made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. Then we have our plan. Edgar and Emmett Silk will be our tracker and trapper respectively, while we others protect and obstruct Meteon's avenues of escape. Emmett Silk and I will keep an eye on each other's ether to coordinate our efforts. Let us be about it. Can't she fly, though? Well, it seems we are partners for the time being. Let us return to where we last saw Meteon and picked up the trail from there. I will keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down at a moment's notice, meaning it falls to you to keep the way clear. I mean, couldn't she just turn invisible and, you know, fly away? Since they saw the whole bunch of them flying, you come to mine. You failed to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. There. Why can't I fly? Are my functions being restricted? I guess that answers my question. Hide, yes, I just have to hide then, where no one can find me. Towards the water's edge, she went into the lake as if this wasn't tiresome enough. Well, at least that open expanse should make her easier to find. We won't lose her this time. Let's see what he says for banter over here. We should be able to reach the bottom of this drop by climbing down the rocks at the water's edge. Do not even think of dragging me over the falls. Final days or no, if I end up drenched from head to toe, I swear I feed you to a remora. I don't even know what he said. Oh, somebody's here fishing. Oh, those are remora. Not here, I'm not here, please. By that rock is she? Very well. What? Why can't I hide? Edgar, why are you saying everything is so faint? I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It will break him, his poor fragile heart. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into their midst. Okay, so he does follow when we're in a on a mount. This is not in use. It seems it has been left to the mercy of the elements. Either way, it bears no trace of Midgard's essence when we move on. There, I see her. Okay, it's not by the giant corn.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Please, Mission. We must speak.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please... please protect them. Protect them all. Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteion.
I would have loved if she just did another report.
It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteon, not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
You fool!
Why, Hermes, why could you not leave well enough alone? Well, these answers assuage the pain you feel when a creation is returned to ether. Have you never cast your accursed question to the distant stars? You may have one day learned to be at peace upon this one. Hermes has headed to Critias. Considering the expansion dimension of the place, even we may have a difficult time locating his ether. All I can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point in the facility. So, do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him, no matter what Hermes might be thinking. Meteon is a potential threat that needs to be brought under our control. The Convocation's duty to safeguard the star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. But not, Edgar? Just clear we stand on a precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Meteon is the hand which tips us over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of Fondays, we must give chase, and even if neither Hermes nor Meteon is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all accounts. To Critias Hyboria we go. Please teleport us there. Thank you. I got eyelashes in my eyes. And this episode probably has about 20 to a half an hour left, if I am to guess. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, it's probably gonna be even more. So probably about 45 minutes, if I were to take a guess now. What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside Critias? Mistress Fanat, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted, but the alarm was sounded and Critias put into a state of alarm. Procedure dictates that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. This is Hermes doing, obviously. And what does this state of alarm entail exactly? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escape entities and the like. Critias scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual capacity. And consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes, and we must enter the premises regardless. I said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has seen fit to drop in our path. With that enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to be at our fighting best. And I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. I've little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. Then you will put the talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled, now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. Y'all need only make the most of your skills, and I will fit in the gaps as required. I was once Evzim, after all. 'Twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as defender, aggressor, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. As you, Emisel, you can impress us with your arcane mastery. You lob potent spells as easily as breathing, but can also channel the power in a protective manner if you so choose, yes? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent. That should cover us on all fronts. Your tale led us here, Edgar, so 'twas only right that you lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Meteion. And then we will face the future together. Okay, let's set the stage with our players in tow. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. So we'll see here at the third seat, all-rounder. The only part which I actually remembered from this, doing this with these AI, was that he was range physical DPS. Yeah, this dungeon I've done fairly recently. Which does not mean I won't die at the very end.
Please, turn back, else I might be forced to.
At least it's gonna be interesting to do this again, like this. Because I haven't done this with these AI in a long time. At least a year, I want to say.
I see.
Yeah, the last time would have been when I was leveling up Reaper on my own character. I think it was Reaper. It was rather Reaper or Dark Knight. Because at that point, I would have had gotten my trust up to level. You know what just occurred to me? There is a quest that makes this armor make no sense that Edgar is wearing currently. And I'm only reminded of it because of what we're fighting. Right, now I remember what the armor set you got for Caster. I think the Caster was Griffin armor. I think. I might be wrong, because that has been over a year.
Stand firm.
Now I'm wondering what the world record is for playing all Final Fantasy XIV up to the end of Endwalker is.
Have a taste.
If I were to guess, it's probably like 100 hours plus.
Have a taste.
Then again, if you're not reading dialogue and all that, and skipping every cutscene, and you know exactly which point you need to go to, as well as a comprehensive idea of which class to choose and which one would be best to level through. Oh, we lost all the stacks already. Okay, so I have a time limit for those stacks. Irritating.
Have a taste.
Of course it's going to do it while we still... Yeah.
Have at you.
Na 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 na. Ah, out of casting.
Have at you. Stand firm.
I'm not entirely.
Yeah, this episode's going to keep going until we get back to present time. I mean, future time, or whatever you want to say it.
Stay away!
Have at you.
my way.
Okay, let's see what we get. Bending.
I'm not inspired, useless.
I'm not reading his journals. Or a researcher's journals. My way. Bending.
I see you, Levelin. I'm not entirely useless. I see you, Levelin.
Pending.
I cannot let you take Meteon. Not yet.
I see you.
Aiming. No, one more chest before our guaranteed peace.
I must hear their answers before they're expunged from existence.
we got a piece of equipment. Now we gotta fight some Yoles. I do wonder if the one who started the whole thing with the Yoles, with the Aura, was the sundered soul of the one who made the concept. Well, maybe Yoles, I should say.
I'm not entirely. I'm not entirely. Out of my way.
And we'll probably die at least once to Hermes.
So, it comes to this. I have no wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool, I will hold fast to my conviction. I will have the time and tranquility I require. Fall, dust, and men, gather to me!
I see you.
Ancient brand, unleash your power! Dancing winds, pierce my foes!
I'm not entirely.
Stars on high, fall and rain!
Have a taste.
No, yes.
Out of my way! Streams of ether! Surge as one! Out of my way! Dust and wind! Here's my foe!
I see you.
see. Stars on high! All is rage! Even when transformed, I am not finished yet.
I'm not entirely useless.
No! My power!
I think we got a new scythe. Yep, we got a new scythe. And gives me a chess piece vibes. At least we got two pieces.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteion into custody. And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Meteion, I am so sorry. Would that I could have listened to your report in full. Reflected upon its meaning and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized. However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there a reason for living?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased, heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart, these peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived. Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence. There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be beautiful. We will make our nest at the edge of the universe, and there in the dark of dead worlds hoard sorrow and suffering. There we will sing, our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the stars. Such is the gift we now offer to Etheris.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die? Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we deemed flawed. If we ourselves are flawed, does it not stand to reason that we too should be discarded?
That is sophistry, and you know it!
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. But who is to say that you are right? Let us settle this with a determination. In my authority as Chief Overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist. If he can learn to value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified, he will surely find a way to avert his demise.
If not, he will perish in the star. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness. Kairos! Awaken!
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command. Universal memory alteration. Target area. Catesis Hyperborea. Starting point. Arrival of Emmett Selk of the Convocation at Propylion. Endpoint. The present. Erase the memories of all events, and replace with a vague recollection of the following. I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emmett Selk and Hither Days. Meteon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated with the burst. The resultant shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
Go, Meteon. To the edge of the universe, where none can reach you.
Hermes, won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
This ends here!
Fly, Meteon!
That is far enough, Hermes!
Argos, to me!
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world. This fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with, not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits, and no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact, and I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
may elude us this day, but not forever.
Meteon's gotten away.
Second process complete. One remaining to execution.
Ugh. No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am. Neither can I let you escape!
Too brave by half. Exemplary work, as always, Emmett Selk.
What? But how? I thought the confluence was... over...
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping you would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate. Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every Azen. There's no time! Quickly! Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path. Still, if it must be said, do not squander it, the legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
Go, Argos! I'm fine. Just a little tired. Can it be true? Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world? In life? Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations? And yet, I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteion's presence, and the place where to we must go. Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her, one which allows us to follow her trail. She has already left the outermost bounds of Aetheris, and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emmet Selk and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember. So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape. What indeed? Let us begin by ascertaining the situation at Catesis Hyperborea, where the others should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case... I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day. But may I trouble you one last time? Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But Meteion, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos's accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Venar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
We did?
If Venar was with us, I have no recollection of it. But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress as well. I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah, well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Venar about it when next we meet.
Yes, yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteion did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects. Also, I am here on business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
Yes, of course. As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld. If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
I doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
Let us rest. If only for a while. After all, you and I... Oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertion are more than purely physical, but resting one's body is only for a moment. It's never without merits. As for Hermes, I think it's unlikely he will create more entelechies. He poured much of himself into Meteon, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He will blame himself. He will believe that he had never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world. Then the Meteon would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence he will face the advent of the final days in the role of Fandaniel. Edgar, listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes or his misguided determination, or to convince him itself in Hyliodeius that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experience Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memory alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you at the doors of Palladian. Time for the long ride across the field. Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't die at least once in that. Oh, I just noticed there's a rose in the scythe. So this is probably the Queen's scythe, if I were to guess. I don't remember if each of the weapons are based off a chest piece or not. Again, I guess it could be technically based off a suit from a deck of cards instead. Our time in this age is drawing to an end. So, yeah, let's just get this over with.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home. May you and yours emerge triumphant. Make use of the knowledge you have gained. That your days in Elpis and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteon free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control.
I will be right back. Okay, I am back. And I am checking the recording, still going.
I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteon at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I. As will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandana.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiark. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiark! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential. In his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk. All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. find joy, even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Map. During that cutscene, I was eating my dinner. If you didn't hear my mic being moved. Gotta repair our gear. At your impeccable timing as always, I heard you were off in the first as part of efforts to investigate the final days. Well, as so happens often seems to be the case, while you were away, we've had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. And with that, I'll end the episode here. I'll see you all in the next.